Hi guys, this is Vineet and I welcome you to this video. Today's video topic is file restores under the SQL recovery model inside SQL Server. So before we proceed ahead, I would request you guys to please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There's a subscribe button coming below this video. Click on that subscribe button. It will give you a bell icon. Click on that bell icon. Select all notifications to get notifications regarding my future and upcoming videos. And the reason I'm asking you to subscribe is once you subscribe to my channel, you will also get the related videos for whatever the topic you are viewing right now. For example, if you are viewing file restores right now, you will get recommendations from my channel regarding the related videos. And whenever I post a new video to my channel, you will automatically get the notification. Provided after you have subscribed, you have turned on the notifications by clicking on the bell icon. So let me give you 5 seconds, guys. Please go ahead and subscribe. I'm waiting, guys. Please go ahead and subscribe right away. So let's move ahead to notes. There will be one practical demo as well towards the end of the session. So stay tuned. Before that, we will go through a little bit of theory part as well. So today's topic is file restores and that too under a simple recovery model. And if we talk about this article is only applicable to the simple model databases or where the database model is not a full recovery model. If we are using the simple recovery model, this article is applicable to that simple recovery model. Now, in a file restore, the goal is to restore one or more damaged files without restoring the whole database. So here we are talking about the purpose of file restore. We can do a file restore as well as the complete file group restore as well. So a file group is basically a group of files that are pertaining to a particular file group, whereas file is an individual file. So multiple files can belong to one file group, or one file group has multiple files. Now we are talking about the particularly file restore scenario here where we are restoring a single file. The goal of file restore is to restore one or more damaged files without restoring the whole database. All right. And under the simple recovery model, if we talk about, file backups are supported only for read-only files. All right. So you can only take file backups if your file are read-only, right? For files to be read-only, there should be a part of read-only file group, and I will eventually show you how you can create a read-only file group and create a file on that particular file group, and later on how to create a table on that particular file group. I will show you that. And basically, if you want to take file backup, they are only supported for read-only files, and there's a primary inbuilt file group. And if we talk about primary file groups or if we create any read-write secondary file groups, they are always restored together, not separately. But yeah, if we have read-only file groups or read-only files, those can be restored separately. So the restore of primary file group and read-write secondary file groups, they can be restored together by restoring a database or partial backup. So those are restored using the database backup restore. Now, if we talk about the file restore scenarios, they are as follows. We can do an offline file restore or we can do an online file restore. Now, in an offline file restore, the database is offline during that time, while the damaged files or file groups are being restored. Yeah, so you can take your database offline as well. There's a procedure to do that. And after taking the database offline, you can replace your damaged files or file groups. And at the end of the restore sequence, you bring back your database online. All right. And all editions of SQL Server support the offline file restore. Second type of restore is the online file restore. Now, in an online file restore, if we talk about, if a database is online at restore time, it remains online during the file restore. However, each file group in which a file is being restored will be offline during the restore operation. And after all the files in an offline file group are recovered, the file group is automatically brought online. All right, so that is pretty much clear. And if you want a database to be offline for a file restore, take the database offline before you start the restore sequence. But you can use the following statement to take the database offline. So you can use the alter database statement and give the database name and set it to offline by using set offline keyword. Now let me take you through overview of the file and file group restore under the simple recovery model. Uh, File restore scenario consists of a single restore sequence that copies roll forwards and the appropriate data as follows. So we basically restore each damaged file from its more recent file backup, and we restore the most recent differential file backup for each restored file and recover the database. So that is pretty much clear. So in the file restore scenario, we basically first restore the damaged file and thereafter we restore the most recent differential file backup. File backup can be differential as well. So after restoring your damaged file, you can restore the differential file backup for each restored file and recover the database. Now there's a transact SQL steps for file restore sequence under the simple recovery model, and the restore sequence contains only two transact SQL statement. The first statement basically restores the secondary file A, which is restored with the no recovery. So this is the statement for that. So here we are restoring database, the name of the database, and we are mentioning the name of the file we want to restore by using the file clause, and we give the name of the file, and we specify the backup from which we are restoring the file. And we first specify the no recovery keyword, right? And the second operation restores two other files, B and C, which are restored with recovery from different backup device. So here the backup device were different and the other backup device was different. In the backup device, this backup device, we have a backup of file B and C, whereas in the previous backup device, we have backup of file A. Now let me take you through a demo where we will do the online restore of a read-only file. So let me take you to SQL Server, and we will check the recovery model of the AdventureWorks 22 database. And if we talk about recovery model, it is set to simple. So here we are good here. We're not talking about the full recovery model here, but the simple recovery model. So database is simple under the simple recovery model, and it is currently online as well. So if we try to take the let's try to go to the properties, and right now we see that if we talk about file groups, we only have primary file group in there. We don't have any read-only file groups, etc. So let me add a new file group. Let's name it test file group, right? So this is the name of my file group, and right now I'm not making it read-only. I will make it read-only later, because only read-only files can be restored and the read-write files cannot be restored separately. So let's create the file group. So file group is created. Now let's create a file under this file group quickly. Okay, so our property dialog box is open. Let me expand this box and let's go to the file section. So let's create a new file here. I've clicked on the add button, and let's name it as test file. And we need to select the prime group file creating the file group file creating the file. So we are putting this file under the test file group. So let's name it as test file dot ndf should be the extension for primary, not primary but the secondary data file. So let's click on OK. Now our file is created. Now let's try to create a table on this file group. Alright, so let's create a test table. So you need to issue the statement create table test and define the structure of the table. In this table structure, we are just defining one column, which will be named as column 1. And let's put that as of integer data type. And this is the only column we have in our table. And just after that, you need to mention, just after the table structure, you need to mention the file group on which you want to create this file. So I want to create this file on the test file group that we had just created. So let's execute this statement. So we have created a table test on the file group, test file group. Now let's try to add some values into this table. So let me write insert into test statement, and after that we can provide some values in there. So values are 1. Let's put 4 values in there, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's try to execute this statement quickly. So statement is executed. Now let's do a select statement from the test table to see if the values are inserted properly. Yes, 4 values are inserted properly. Now let me try to make this file group. Let's close this first of all. Let's close the query window. Now let's try to make the file group that we were using. Let's try to make it read only. So far it was read write. Now I'm making it read only. Let's click on the OK button, after which our file group will become a read only file group. So basically I'm not able to make this file group a read only file group. I'm getting some error message. So let me repeat that error message to you. I have just clicked on OK, and as the box is not closing right now, so there should be an issue closing out the connections to this particular database because we had ran some queries. So what we are getting is alter failed for file group, test file group, and it is saying that database cannot be changed while other users are using the database AdventureWorks. Now let's click on OK, and for now let me click on cancel. What we need to do here is so for example here the database is set to the AdventureWorks database. Let me set it to master. Let's close it. Now it is set to master. You see over here it is set to master in the toolbar. Let me try to do this now. Now let's instead right click on the master database and click on properties, but not master database. We need to right click on the AdventureWorks database, go to properties, and now let's try to make the file group read only. Let's see if this time it works. So this time it works. So the issue was that your title bar or a toolbar over here was referring to the AdventureWorks 2022 database, which should not be the case. Right now, this is a read-only file group, as you can check from here. So any files that are associated to this file group have now become the read-only files, and any tables that are created on this file group are also become read-only. We cannot write to those tables. So if you want to check, I can trigger a new query, and let's try to insert some new values into the test table. It will fail. So let's do an insert into table, and let's table name is test1. So just write test1, and let's try to put some values in there. So far we have put values till 4. Let's try to put 5 and 6 in there. So if I execute the statement, it will give me the error message. It's not test1 but just a test table, so table name was incorrect. So as soon as I try to enter some values into this table, I will get the error message that index for the table this resides on a read-only file group, test file group, which cannot be modified. So we cannot insert values into this table so far as far as or as long as your test file group is in a read-only mode. So let me close this window. Now we have to take a backup of the file, which is test file, that is under the test file group. Right now the file group is read only and the file associated with it is also read only. So this file is read only. Let's try to take the backup of this file. So if you right click on the AdventureWorks 2022 database and go to task, you see the backup option. Click on the backup, and under the backup option we see that the recovery model is simple. So there's a bug in the GUI where it is not highlighting the option files and file groups. This is a bug. Ideally, it should highlight that option. So we need to use the T-SQL way to take a file backup. So trigger a new query against the AdventureWorks 2022 database, and we will take a file backup. So just give me a moment. Let me try to take the backup. So in order to take the backup of we will just take the backup of the file, because if we take a look at the topic, so basically what we want to do a online restore of a read-only file. So first of all we need to take a backup of the file, right? If we want to restore a read-only file. So right now our test file is a read-only file. So Let's try to take a backup of that file. So in order to take a backup, you need to specify backup database, and you need to specify the name of the database, which is AdventureWorks in our case, right? So put AdventureWorks, actually it's AdventureWorks 2022 to be precise. And we need to put the name of the file, and basically we need the logical name of the file. So our logical name of the file is the test file, is the logical name of our file. And where we want to take the backup, we can specify that. We want to take it to disk, and we need to specify the location. Now let me show you where does SQL Server takes its default backup. So if we go to this PC, go to C drive, go to program files. After that, under the program files, you will find folder for Microsoft SQL Server. Under that, MS SQL 16, MS SQL Server. Alright guys, so I was going inside this folder. So go to MS SQL folder. Under that, there is a backup folder. So this is the default location where the SQL Server takes the file backup. You will see that there is already a backup with the name backup test file. Let me remove that. I will create a backup with the same name, backup test file.bac. Let's copy the path where the SQL Server takes the backup. Put that path in there within the single quotes, and put the name of the backup file. Let me take test file backup, because we are taking the backup of the test file. So let's name this file test file backup. Here we are just specifying test file for which we want to take backup, and test file is a read-only file. So let's back up this file quickly. Now the backup is done. Let me close this. I want to restore this particular backup which I had taken. So what I'm doing is an online restore of this particular file. We are doing an online restore of a read-only file under the simple recovery model. So let's see how to do that. So you need to be in the master database, because you shouldn't be under the database in which you are restoring. So you should be in a different database, probably the master database. Now let's try to do a restore of this particular file for which we had taken backup. So you need to use the same database restore statement. Specify restore database. Okay, after restore database, mention the name of the database, which is AdventureWorks in our case. So put AdventureWorks and 2022. And after that, you need to specify the file option to specify the file you want to restore. So in our case, you need to provide the logical file name. So we want to restore the test file, and we want to restore it from a disk file, and we can specify the path for the disk file. So this is the path, and the name of the file which is created is test file backup. Let's use that file. So name of the file is test file backup. Just put that. So I put test file backup. Okay, and let's put that. So this is the way you restore, and in the end you should restore it with recovery. However, in our case it is not required, because your database is not in the offline state, it's still online. And basically you specify this clause to basically indicate to database that you want to finally recover the database and bring it back online. Even if we don't use this option, it will recover automatically. But yeah, you can specify with recovery option. It's optional over here, because we don't have to restore any more files or databases. So this is a restore of read-only file under the simple recovery model. So let's execute this. So our file is now restored, right? And let's close this statement. I hope you have taken down the SQL, or you can take a snapshot right now if you want. So let me click on no. I don't want to save the script, and our database is online. I can refresh the databases, and what I can do, I can trigger a new query against the database, and in fact see if we have any, if the test database is test table is accessible. I can check on that to make sure that because this is the file group that we have restored, under which the test table was created, right? We have restored the test file basically, which contains the test table. Let's execute it. So we are successfully getting the data from the database, which means that your database has successfully recovered. So guys, I hope you like this video. In case you like this video, please click on the like button that is coming below this video. And once you hit on the like button, that's very good. And after that, guys, if you're new to this channel, or if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I would highly recommend you to do so, in case you want to get future notifications regarding the videos I post on my channel. you need to subscribe to my channel. So click on the subscribe button that is coming below this video. Okay. Once you hit on the subscribe button, it will give you a bell icon. Click on that bell icon, select all notifications to get notifications regarding all my future and upcoming videos. It is beneficial for you to subscribe to my channel because you will constantly get recommendations from my channel regarding the types of video you want to watch as you're watching right now. For example, you're watching a file restore video, so it will suggest you some similar videos from my channel. So it is very beneficial. And moreover, you can check out my channel page as well. It has various playlists and videos on it. So go ahead and check out my channel page. So just below this video, you will see a Techie Vineet icon, the one with the circle. You can click on that icon to visit my channel page. So it will show you all the playlists available on my channel, as well as all the videos which are available. So there are two playlist, basically the business continuity playlist and the database design playlist, which is very popular on my channel. So you can watch out those playlists, and it contains more. One of the playlists contain more than 100 videos. The business continuity one contains around 60 videos at present, and this video is also part of business continuity series. So I will tag that along, and let me give you 5 seconds, guys. Please go ahead and subscribe right now. So guys, I hope you must have subscribed to my channel, and let's move ahead. In case you want to send me an email regarding anything, you can send me an email on vermavana@gmail.com, and there are some of the services I provide as well, which are listed on the right hand side. So in case you need the copy of the notes, and these services are paid services, keep in mind. So in case you need the copy of the notes, in case you need the copy of the SQL scripts that are discussed during the video, you can send me an email and I will send you the link to download the note scripts, and that will be a paid link. You need to pay a nominal fee to download the notes as well as the scripts. And in case you want to schedule one-to-one calls, you can send me an email. So I can send you a link to schedule a call. And if you want to do any SQL consultations with me, I'm available for that. That is chargeable as well. And if you want to do any SQL troubleshooting along with me, I'm available on per hour basis. And if you want to do analysis of T-SQL code along with me, I'm available for that. And if you want to collaborate for any content creation or brand promotion, please go ahead and send me an email. So guys, I thank you so much for your time on this video, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you.